Hey everyone, welcome to another tutorial. This time we're going to go over a requested item from Shalefoot. So thank you for the request, Shalefoot. And that was how to make checkboxes to turn off various parts of the world, so that you can, provide performance options to the users of your world. And so we're going to go through this. I've actually simplified the process with a gadget that I'm going to release to my public folder. I'll take you through it and show you what to do. I'm going to hop over to Smooth POV. Third person is misbehaving right now, but I'll fix it for the next video. So over in Smooth POV, I'm going to just show you around this world, which I really quickly threw together. Everything here is from Neos Essentials. We've got some trees, an elephant, some rocks, the default cubes that float around a space world, some terrain. It's all from Neos Essentials, as is some music over here. And what we want to do is basically provide a bunch of checkboxes so users can optionally turn off various parts of the world in the simplest way possible. So we're going to start, for those who want to just get the cliff notes, we're going to start with these cubes because those are nicely aligned. So what you'll find in my public folder under UI stuff, let me just go ahead and show you what that is. Turn on private UI here. You'll see under my public folder in UI stuff, you'll see checkbox. Local checkbox will be there right now, actually. I forgot to save it. There it is there. So local checkbox if you want it to be local only, and checkbox if you want it to be non-local. Just double check I'm on private. I am. So what you want to do is spawn one of these in the world and then open up an inspector in the root and just sort of have a look at the state of your world. So if you follow a tutorial which I'll link below, which is about word organization, it should be better than this if you're following that. It's no worries if it's not, you can just tidy it up. So an example of something that has been tidied are these decorations. So if I go to the decorations here and I hit the active checkbox, oops, that's the tag. There you go. You'll see those turn off. So now let's make that local for, users who don't want those cubes to be there. So go ahead and spawn one of these in or duplicate it. I'm going to duplicate it. Inspect the word local checkbox. You can just push secondary with the dev tooltip here. Push the last option on the word that comes up that says basic. And change this to, I don't know, we'll call this floaty cubes. And then because it's local, I'm going to let the user know that it's local by chucking in local. That will change that to show that on the label here. And then if I inspect this and go up to one level, you'll see floaty globes local. And that's because the label of the checkbox is copied to the label of the slot of the checkbox. This lets you really easily see it in your world so you can navigate around a lot. The next thing to do is to scroll down to where this Neos checkbox component is, and you'll see a drive field property. I'll link the drive field tutorial, but there's going over it here again. All you need to do is put the active boolean of the collection you want to turn off into the drive field. So here what we're going to do is take decorations, it's been a long day, and drag active into the drive field box. And then you will see that, again, I'm not seeing them. We can move this to the one side for a moment. There we go. And if I check this box now, you'll see that I see them. And not only that, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the checkbox, you'll see a value user override component, which is already set up, and it says uProbable prime value on. And if I turn it off again, you'll see it's off. And that's the value user override working for you. But don't worry too much about that. You just need to drop in that drive field box and it will just naturally handle it. If you would like the default state of the checkbox to be on, as in you would always like this option to be on, scroll down to the bottom where it says default and check this box here, and then it will be on for everyone that does not have an override listed here. If you want to clear an override, go ahead, hit that X button. The persistent overrides checkbox, which is new, means that those overrides won't save to the world, so I do recommend leaving that one on. With that, that's set up. So for those who have got an idea of what's going on, feel free to skip the rest of it. We're just going to set this up with a few more things, just so we can show you how I can sort of organize a world and then make it turn off at all with another checkbox. So we'll do these trees next, and you can see here that there are quite a lot of trees, and they're not grouped like the decorations here are. So what I'm going to do is just open up my dev menu here, dev tooltip, go to create new, go to empty object, and I'm going to call this trees. And then I'm going to reset its position, rotation, and scale. Always do that just to be sure. And then I'm going to go and bring this inspector, which is the root inspector, over to trees. And I'm going to go ahead and drag every tree into there. Should have thought of a better way of doing this, because it's going to take a while. Or maybe I should have had less trees. You know what, we'll stop there and we'll just deal with that many trees, and I'm going to go ahead and delete the rest of these trees. Quick way to delete things is to just drop everything into something else that you want to delete. So here I'm just dropping each tree into the tree below it. And then I am deleting the whole trees, and then we'll be left with the trees that are just in there. That's going to be easier for management. I should have done less trees. So what I'm going to do now is grab another local checkbox. You're going to spawn this from the inventory or duplicate it from the world. So here's another one. Bring it over. Open it up. Inspect the checkbox here, the label. Hit this button. Put trees in here. Then we'll do local. And then inspect the checkbox. Oops. Drop the word active into drive field. Go down to the bottom and let's make this by default on. And so now you'll see that the trees are there. And when I check this checkbox, the trees are off, but they're only off for me because the values override is happening. So I'll link the rest of the tutorials down below about those. Feel free to try this out in this world. I'll also drop this world in my tutorials folder with the trees checkbox and the floaty cubes checkbox set up, but I'll leave a local checkbox floating here so you can try setting it up on the elephant or maybe the rock collection here, or even the terrain if you'd like. I've also left a sound device here because another common one is to do background music. Just turn off this audio player orb using the same strategy I just showed you with the local checkbox, and it will prevent that music from playing for that user when they've turned it off. So try it out. Let me know what you think. I will see you next time.